At the end of this topic, you will be able to define biodiversity, list out the different types of forests, enumerate the fauna and flora of India, discuss the threats to biodiversity. Convention on Biological Diversity (CBD), held in 1992 at Rio de Janeiro of Brazil, defined biodiversity as the variety and differences among living organisms from all sources, including terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystems and the ecological complexes of which they are a part of, which includes genetic diversity within and between species and of ecosystems. India is one among the 12 mega biodiversity centers in the world. The Western Ghats and the Eastern Himalayas are the two biodiversity hotspots in India. India is a subtropical country with a temperature conducive for plant growth. Based on the temperature and the plant growth, the forest in India is classified into 5 types. Desert or dry forests in Rajasthan, southern parts of Punjab and Haryana. Deciduous forests found in the peninsular region. Tropical evergreen forests present in Western Ghats, the sub-Himalayan belt and hilly areas in northeastern India. Hilly mountainous forests found in the Himalayas, southern India. The tidal forests in estuaries of Ganges Mahanadi. India is rich in flora and fauna with 45,000 species, which include 15,000 species of flowering plants, 1,676 species of algae, 1,940 species of lichens, 12,480 species of fungi, 64 species of gymnosperms, 2,843 species of bryophytes, and 1,012 species of pteridophytes. According to the Zoological Survey of India, India has 81,251 species of fauna, which includes 60,000 species of insects, 5,000 species of mollusks, 372 species of mammals, 1,228 species of birds, 446 species of reptiles, 204 species of amphibians, and 2,546 species of fishes. Loss of biodiversity could be a natural process as well as a man-made one. Natural processes include floods, earthquakes, landslides, competition between species, lack of pollination, diseases, and so on. Human activities are responsible for most of the loss in the biodiversity. Man-made activities include habitat destruction on land, agriculture, construction of dams, reservoirs, roads, railway tracks, and so on. Due to overexploitation and ignorance, existing biodiversity has been threatened to a greater extent. Each form of life is a storehouse of irreplaceable genetic resources. The loss of a single species is an irreversible process which is otherwise called as extinction. In this topic, you have learnt the variety and differences among living organisms from all sources include terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystems and the ecological complexes of which they are a part, which includes genetic diversity within and between species and of ecosystems is referred as biodiversity. Based on the temperature and the plant growth, the forests in India is classified into deserts, deciduous forests, tropical evergreen, mountainous and tidal forests. The loss of a species due to natural as well as man-made activities is an irreversible process that leads to species extinction. At the end of this topic, you will be able to discuss the effects of deforestation, identify the threats to biodiversity, list out the endangered species, connote the importance of Red Data Book. Deforestation is clearing of Earth's forest on a massive scale, often resulting in poor quality of the land and non-forest use. More than half of the world's original forests have been ruined and thousands of plants and animal species have been endangered. Some species have also become extinct. The deforestation has also resulted in a degraded environment with reduced biodiversity, reduction in the rainfall, increased soil erosion, changes of climatic conditions, and global warming. Species that are less in number and are in considerable danger of becoming extinct are termed as endangered species. Due to deforestation and various other causes, the populations of several species of plants and animals are at the verge of extinction and are considered endangered. Rhinos, whales, wolves, eagles, and a few rainforest birds are being killed for their horns, skins, bones, or the land they live on. For example, monal, found in Himachal Pradesh, is one of the most beautiful birds and it has been hunted to the level of extinction. Wild animals like tiger, lion, and rhinos are hunted for their skin, horn, and for other medicinal purposes. There are many projects which were proposed by the Government of India, such as Project Tiger, Project Elephant, Operation Rhino, Gir Lion Project, and the Crocodile Breeding Project. Click on each to know more. Project Tiger. The population of tigers reduced from 40,000 in 1972. On 1st April 1973, Project Tiger was launched by the Government of India. It resulted in the increase of the population of tigers. Project Elephant. Elephant is our national heritage animal. The population of the Indian elephant, Elephas maximus, is threatened due to habitat deconstruction and poaching for ivory. An ambitious program, Project Elephant, was launched by the Ministry of Environment and Forests, which will focus on solving the problems of humans and elephants competing for the same habitat. Operation Rhino. Number of Indian rhinos or one-horned rhinoceros are lost due to hunting and natural calamities. To protect the Indian species, centrally sponsored rehabilitation program was undertaken in Dudhwa National Park. In 1972, a 5-year plan was proposed by the government of Gujarat to protect this magnificent feline species in the Gir Sanctuary. Its national park and ecological balance of the habitat are properly protected. This has resulted in an increase of lion population. Crocodile Breeding Project. Crocodile Breeding and Management Project was launched by the Government of India in 1975 for all the 3 endangered crocodile species, namely the freshwater crocodile, Crocodylus palustris, saltwater crocodile, Chrysodylus porosus, and the rare gharial, Cravialis gangeticus. The Red Data Book is the statement of record book established for registering the rare, endangered, threatened and extinct species of the territory of a state or country. The International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, IUCN, maintains the Red Data Book. In India, animals like the Indian one-horned rhino, Nilgiri tahr, lion-tailed macaque, Asiatic lion, Indian tiger, olive ridley turtle, and birds like hornbill, monal, great Indian bustard, and the pheasant are on the verge of extinction. Migration is defined as the seasonal movement of animals from one region to another. The birds migrate in search of food and for better breeding grounds. Vedantangal Bird Sanctuary is a home for many migratory birds, which include pintail, gargani, grey wagtail, blue-winged tail, common sandpiper, and other birds. This is one of the spectacular breeding grounds in India. It was maintained by the local people for over 250 years. Navigation data banks of migratory birds. Birds go for long flight during winters. For example, swallows of northern Europe fly up to 6,800 miles. Birds move in groups for protection from their predators. Birds are sensitive to variation of Earth's magnetic field. This helps them to find their way. Example, racing pigeon. Deforestation is clearing of Earth's forests on a massive scale, often resulting in poor quality of land and non-forest use. Project Tiger, Project Elephant, Operation Rhino, Gir Lion Project, and the Crocodile Breeding Project are some of the projects proposed by the Government of India in efforts of species conservation. The Red Data Book is the statement of record book established for registering the rare, endangered, threatened and extinct species of the territory of the state or country. Migration is the seasonal movement of animals from one region to another.
At the end of this topic, you will be able to list the objectives and advantages of biodiversity conservation, Discuss traditional knowledge and its importance with respect to biodiversity conservation. Name the national parks in India. List the sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu. State the need for wildlife conservation. The main objectives and advantages of biodiversity conservation are as follows. To preserve the continuity of food chain, the genetic diversity of plants and animals is preserved. It provides immediate benefits to the society such as recreation and tourism. It ensures the sustainable utilization of life-supporting systems on Earth. Traditional knowledge is transmitted orally from generation to generation. It tends to be collectively owned and takes the form of stories, songs, folklore, proverbs, cultural value beliefs, and rituals, including the conservation and breeding of plant and animal species. Click to know more. Sacred groves are the tracts of forest that are communally protected. As the communities have a temple or a deity pertaining to a particular forest, conservation of the sacred grove is of high priority and the whole community is involved in it. Tradition of tree worship is observed all over India. This indirectly protects the tree from any form of danger. Worship of the species varies according to community, region, as well as use per value as per availability. Traditional practices still followed by the tribals do not commercialize forest products and they never exploit them in an unsustainable manner. Afforestation is the establishment of a forest or stand of trees in an area where there was no forest. Afforestation has aimed at two forestry programs, social forestry and agroforestry. Social forestry. The National Commission on Agriculture, Government of India, first used the term social forestry in 1976. It was then that India embarked upon a social forestry project with the aim to take away the pressure of the charts by allowing the common man to raise plantations to meet the demand for timber, fuel wood, fodder, and so on. It also aims to make use of all unused and fallow land. Agroforestry can be defined as sustainable land use system that maintains or increases the total yield by combining food crop together with forestry and livestock ranching on the same unit of land. National Park is an area dedicated to protect the environment, the natural objects and the wildlife therein. Many national parks were initially wildlife sanctuaries. There are about 8-9 national parks in India. Some important national parks in India are Bandipur National Park in Mysore, Karnataka, that conserves elephant, panther, barking deer, tiger and sambar. Corbett National Park in Garhwal, Uttar Pradesh, which protects four-horned antelope, elephant, chital, tiger and nilgai. Gir National Park in Junagadh, Gujarat, protecting Asiatic lion, panther, nilgai wild boar, chinkara. Kaziranga National Park in Jorhat, Assam, conserving elephant, one-horned rhinoceros, wild buffalo, tiger and leopard. And Periyar Sanctuary in Idukki, Kerala, protecting elephant, chital, nilgai, sambar, tiger and barking deer. Sanctuaries are places where the animals are well protected from any danger. Hunting or capturing is highly prohibited there. In India, there are about 500 sanctuaries. One of the most important missions of sanctuaries beyond caring for the animals is educating the people. The individuals should be educated about the importance of animals so that the animals can be protected and a good ecological balance can be maintained. Some important sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu includes Mundanturai and Kallakadu Sanctuary, Srivilliputtur Sanctuary, Vedantangal Sanctuary, Mudumalai Sanctuary, Viralimalai Sanctuary, and Kodikarai Sanctuary. Man has been the sole creature responsible for the destruction of a large number of habitats by overpopulation, crowding, overexploitation, and so on. As the human population keeps increasing, forest land that has been the habitats of plants and animals is occupied. This leads to conflicts between the animals and man. Animals like elephants, wild buffaloes, and tigers come in groups to the farmlands for food and water and destroy them. In turn, the human beings either hurt or kill the animals, leading to the species destruction. Protecting the environment is everyone's responsibility. There is an increased awareness among the people towards the conservation of ecologically sensitive areas. Greenpeace, a group devoted to environmental protection, was responsible for the ban on whaling. In India, the Chipko movement was initiated by Sundarlal Bahuguna, who stopped the felling of trees in some parts of the Himalayas. Some of the activities in the areas of environmental conservation include holding rallies and marches to bring about a mass awakening to environmental issues, spreading awareness through mass media, introducing the environmental legislation to tackle the issue, Wildlife is an asset to be preserved and protected for future generations because of its aesthetic, ecological, educational, and scientific values. Wildlife is important to the ecological balance of life. Beneficial to society, promotes tourism. Products of highly medicinal value, provides sources of genetic material.
In this topic, you have learnt
To preserve the continuity of food chain and to preserve the genetic diversity of plants and animals are the prime aim of biodiversity conservation. Afforestation is the establishment of a forest or stand of trees in an area where there was no forest. National Park is an area dedicated to protect the environment, the natural objects and the wildlife therein. Mundanturai and Kallakadu Sanctuary, Sriviluputtur Sanctuary, Vedantangal Sanctuary, Mudumalai Sanctuary, Virali Malai Sanctuary, and Kodikarai Sanctuary are some important sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu. Wildlife is an asset to be preserved or protected for future generations because of its aesthetic, ecological, educational, and scientific values.